So welcome to today's video. Today is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to offer you some prompts and you can journal along with me. And there's going to be 3 prompts and I will give about 4.5 to 5 minutes for each, and feel free to pause if you feel like you need more time before the next prompt. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share some of my answers to those prompts to give you a sense of what I wrote, and everybody's answer are going to be different. So yeah, let me know if you enjoy this type of video. Please leave a like and a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Enjoy today's exercise. Next prompt. How does recognizing that everyone experiences suffering change my perspective on my own suffering? Next prompt is about acceptance. What aspects of suffering do I find hardest to accept? How can I practice accepting these aspects with compassion? Growth and lessons. What have I learned from my experiences of suffering? How have these experiences contributed to my personal growth and resilience? What do you think about today's video? Was it helpful to you? If so, let me know in the comment section below. And now I'm going to share a little bit about my answers to those prompts. So the first question was about reflecting on suffering and some experiences of suffering in my life. So over the past few weeks, raising my son has been challenging. Sometimes it brought, a little bit of frustration and anger in me. But just yesterday, we also have been dealing, my whole family, with some uncertainties on when we can all move to my home where I live. It's a visa situation that has been lasting for the past 4 or 5 years, and we finally had a plan of all traveling back together, but it's actually uncertain as to when we can do that, and I may have to travel with them by myself, without them, travel by myself. And so that has created some sense of fear and anxiety and worry, especially for my son, because I know he's going to be very sad when I leave. The second prompt was about understanding universality of suffering. So I know that many people are in the same situation as my family and me, and other people are also just having, their own challenges. And so when I reflect on that suffering is a human experience and that everybody experiences, my sense of suffering kind of dissipates a little bit. It dilutes, it is less strong, and it is being replaced by a sense of empathy and a sense of wanting to help others when I consider that others suffer, and others suffer much more than my family and I and me. And how this works also, I recognize that inside my head that says, but we have been waiting for this visa for 4 or 5 years, so there is this voice that says me, but yet when I make the effort to consider others, it's being replaced by something more vast and something more positive. Even though I reflect on the suffering of others, I still feel something warm. I still feel it's a sense of connection towards other living beings. And I can also, for me personally, I can also do that with animals, reflecting on their suffering, their exploitation, and so forth. It's also a topic that is close to my heart. And yeah. So reflecting on other suffering also helps me to recognize that suffering is a universal experience. It's not only happening to me, but it's happening also to everybody. So it helps me to accept that suffering is a part of life. What aspects of suffering do I find hardest to accept? So for me, it's a lot about the uncertainty of the future, right? I had a plan to travel with my family, but I really believe that it will happen, but we find ourselves in a situation where it may not happen. There's a good chance that it may not happen. And so what I had in mind, taking the plane with my wife, with my sons, and so forth, and finally, moving in together may not happen. So the uncertainty, the fact that I don't have control over things, the fact that things don't happen the way that I want them to happen. Also, in regards to raising my son, sometimes I get triggered and I snap, and so I have regrets about how I handle situations, how I respond to situations. So yes, and it's hard to accept that, hard to accept the uncertainty, the fact that I don't have control, to accept my own action and speech. Yeah. How can I practice accepting these aspects with compassion? I think it's a very good question. Didn't come so naturally for me, but this is what I wrote. How can I be my own best friend? How can I talk to myself gently? And I remembered this recent situation where my son was frustrated because he couldn't have what he wanted, talking about suffering, and he was so frustrated that he just dropped his arms and cried in front of me. And so in this moment I picked him up And I really felt, instead of being angry at him because he was frustrated, I could really see that he was in distress and didn't have the means to deal with it, to deal with his emotions. And so I really felt this sense of compassion of picking him up, unfolding him, and talking to him, and telling him that frustration, not getting what we want, is part of life. This is what we've been talking about, and that I'm here for him, that I love him, and I always tell him also that what do we do when we don't feel good? We take a deep breath. And after that, we take another deep breath, and so on. And then what do we do also? We smile. We try to smile a little bit. And yes, it was not so easy to me to figure out how to approach my challenges with compassion. But when I could see myself talking to myself in this moment, I could feel that, this is the energy of compassion. And it could be a friend, it could be your pet. I'm sure that at some point in your life you have felt this energy of, or maybe you have watched a video that moved you, on social media about somebody helping somebody else, and they maybe brought some tears to you. And so this is the energy of compassion, the energy of wanting to help, right? And practicing it, will help us to generate it whenever we need to. And finally, growth and lessons. So for me, when I experience those challenges, they just show me, the limits of my inner peace, of my patience, of my concentration, and all those qualities. And first, we see changes as changes. Maybe we're overwhelmed by them, but we can also see them, with a little bit more space, as opportunities for growth, opportunities for learning. So what do I need to do in this moment? I can see that, for example, regarding my traveling plans with my family, my visa situation, that how much I am attached to a particular outcome, how tightly I am holding on to it. And so seeing this helps me to realize, this is where I put my happiness onto. And can I release my grip a little bit? Can I be more open to changes? Can I face this moment with more equanimity? Can I see that these moments are going to be impermanent, and for my own happiness, can I let go of them? Can I be really free, actually, from my desires and my cravings and my attachments? So I have also written, the challenges and how they make me feel. Uncertainties, disappointment, fear, anxiety, sadness, worries, and so forth. And I also wrote, the other qualities that I can cultivate: courage, perseverance, patience, compassion, empathy, mindfulness, and so forth. So those are my sharings for today's journaling exercise. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, let me know. Please leave a like and a comment to help the channel grow. And I will see you soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Take care.